After 3 months long quarantine, I think we're finally shifting back to normal around here. I don't know about you, but 3 months is quite a long time for me. And I feel like I've changed a lot looking back at the last 3 months. Lucky for me, I actually journal. I journal regularly. So before, I think back in March, I actually was writing furiously to try and process and deal with anxiety and frustrations I felt. So it's kind of interesting to go back and think back and read what I wrote back then and to remember how I felt. And it's kind of unreal because after all these weeks of not knowing, we're finally at a place where we feel comfortable as a community and as people to continue on with our lives. And even though COVID is still around where we are, but I don't think we're as afraid of it anymore. It's not like this faceless enemy that we were dealing with 3 months ago. So I thought that was rather interesting to look back at your thoughts and your fears and your concerns in a crisis, and then 3 months later to kind of go back and look at that with new eyes. And it was really interesting. I learned a lot about myself, and I changed a lot. I used to be an awful cook. I feel bad for my husband, but I used to be an awful cook. And now I can actually get around the kitchen and manage to crank out 3 meals a day to feed both of us. I thought that was pretty cool. So my question to you is, what new habits have you developed in the last 3 months? When you get a chance to look back, are there things that surprised you, about your family? How do you feel now looking back in the last 3 months? I think there are a lot of value in taking a break and to look back at where we've gone through, especially since we're in such a fast-paced society right now. Social media is constantly going in, and 3 days is already a long time. Seems like a long time, but this time we actually were on pause for 3 months. And I'm just really curious how you guys think about how you've changed in this last 3 months. I know I've changed a lot. And so I'll be doing a series of maybe questions or journal prompts on GIFcast to, I guess, document my own process and maybe to help you process these last 3 months too. Thank you and have a good night.